What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing you Ravens content every single day. If you want to see that daily Ravens content, make sure the subscribe button down below. Hit the notification bell as well if you want to be notified every single time I upload a brand new video. Now, in this video today, I'm talking about one of my favorite Baltimore Ravens, Mr. Rashod Bateman. Let me know in the comment section down below your expectations for Rashod Bateman, how he's going to fit into this offense, and your thoughts on the topics that I'm going to talk about in this video, because this may be a controversial video. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be kind of an expectations video. I want to make these on most of the Baltimore Ravens players that are going to be starters or at least be contributing players on the offense, so you guys get to hear my thoughts and opinions on them. But I wanted to start with Rashod Bateman. Kind of start with Rashod Bateman. I've done some others, in recent weeks. I did David Ojabo yesterday, but on the offensive side of the ball, let's talk about Rashod Bateman, because he's in a very interesting spot. The last 2 years, he's been wide receiver one. Coming into the season, the expectation was fully that Rashod Bateman was the number one receiver on this team. Now, he's not the number one pass catcher. That would obviously be Mark Andrews, but he was receiver one. A lot has changed. New offensive coordinator. Draft a first-round wide receiver, Zay Flowers. Earlier, the Rashod Bateman was selected. He was selected 27th overall. Obviously, Zay Flowers was selected slightly earlier than that. We signed Odell Beckham Jr. That's already just like, okay, where's he going to fit in? All right, and I am fully under the belief, I fully grasp the idea that Rashod Bateman is very talented. I have no problem with anybody talking about his talent. He's a very talented player. And I think he was used improperly by Greg Roman. That was a constant criticism I had. Rashod Bateman, they tries to use him almost exactly how they used Hollywood Brown. And I don't even think they used Hollywood correctly. They tried to use Hollywood as kind of this deep threat player. They can't really do the intermediate routes. And he's kind of get the ball in space, screens, and then, deep threat. I don't think that was Hollywood. I think Hollywood was a good route runner that can go deep and had excellent ball tracking skills, but he was used as like this short or long player, and it didn't make a lot of sense, and I hated that. And then we get Rashod Bateman, and Rashod Bateman coming out of college, my comp for him and many other people's comps for him was Keenan Allen. And it was like, okay, what does Keenan Allen do? Keenan Allen lives in the 10 to 15 to 20-yard reception territory. He's not going to be crazy after the catch, but he's going to get open. He's a route runner. He's got finesse. He's got good hands. And when Rashod Bateman first started playing, I want to say his first 7 or his first 9 receptions all went for first downs. He was excellent. And he was being utilized as this intermediate first down chain moving wide receiver. And I was like, yes. And he looked very good. Remember, he missed the first half of the season due to his injury that he had in the offseason. So it was like, okay, when are we going to get him? We get him. He starts looking pretty good. He starts in 4 games, puts up 515 yards, 11 yards per reception, and put up 1 touchdown. I disagree with that statement. I think he put up 2 touchdowns, but the refs screwed him out of a touchdown against the Cleveland Browns, put him at the 1.5-inch yard line. Next year, 2022, it was like, all right, he's got a full season under him. Let's see what he can do. And he comes in, he ends up only playing in 6 games. He started in 5. And it was like, all right, let's see how he performs. And he was a deep threat. And I was watching it like, what are we doing? It made no sense. It made absolutely 0 sense. And I also want to correct earlier when he wasn't expected to be the number 1, but he was expected to take over the number 1 for Hollywood. He ended up getting traded the next season. Before people comment that, that's what I meant when I was saying that. But he was used as a deep threat. Look at his yards per reception last year. 19 yards per reception. That's ridiculous for Rashod Bateman. Rashod Bateman should not be a deep threat. Now, do you run him on deep routes? Absolutely. Use his speed. He's not a slow player. He's got speed. He's got hands. He's got deep route running ability. Now, I'm not saying to get rid of that, but there was very limited intermediate, technical routes. And that is fully because Greg Roman can't utilize that. So now you look at Todd Monken coming in. He's going to look, okay, what does Rashod Bateman do best? Intermediate routes. Then you look at the other players the Ravens have. Zay Flowers, who a lot of people are expecting him to be the slot wide receiver. Again, I don't necessarily think of him as a slot. I still think Duvernay is a very good slot, but we're going to have to throw somebody in the slot, whether it's Odell, whether it's Zay, whether it's Bateman. They can really all play it. But now basically the Ravens wide receivers are all supposed to be these. Maybe Odell's not a super technical route runner, but he's a decent route runner. But it's going to be difficult for him to find an exact footing. Whereas last year, if Tom Monken was the offensive coordinator of the Ravens offense last year, I think Rashod Bateman would have eaten. I think he would have dominated. I think he would have put up 1,000 yards, if he had stayed healthy. I think he would have put up, a lot more than 2 touchdowns. I think he would have had a great season. But now it's like, okay, every single one of these Ravens wide receivers can run any route in the route tree. They can all make difficult catches. They can all make plays in space. Rashod Bateman is probably the worst at making plays in space, but that's because Odell is great at it and Zay Flowers is unbelievable at it. So, we've seen Rashod Bateman make those types of plays. Check out the Miami Dolphins game if you haven't seen it. But my expectation for him is to kind of be the new safety net. I think Todd Monken is going to really experiment with Mark Andrews and see kind of, okay, what can Lamar really do with him? And Rashod Bateman will become okay, it's 3rd and 8. Who do we go to? Rashod Bateman's going to hit that out route. Rashod Bateman is going to run that zig and get us 3 yards for the first down. Some people call it zig, a squirrel route, whatever you want to call it. Rashod Bateman's going to be doing that. I think he is going to become the guy that Baltimore Ravens fans have been looking for since Anquan Bolden left. Not in the sense of, just somebody you can check it down to, but somebody you call a play for at the wide receiver position on those 3rd downs, on those 2nd downs, in the red zone. Somebody that you say either they're going to get open or they are going to go up and make a play. Rashod Bateman will get open. That's what he does. And I don't think he's going to have a statistically dominant, amazing season, right? I'm not saying to draft him in fantasy football. But what I am saying is he's going to be a very impactful player that may not show up on the stat sheet, but he is going to be the first down guy, like he was his rookie year. First downs. 3rd and 7, look for Bateman, right? 1st and 2nd down, that is going to be, the Zay Flowers screen, right? It's going to be the wheel routes. It's going to be the big Mark Andrews, down the field. It's going to be those deep throws. But when it comes down to it, those 3rd downs, those crucial downs, Rashod Bateman is going to be that go-to guy, in my opinion, with his route running. I think he is the best route runner on this team. And that's saying a lot because this has good route runners. He's no longer the only wide receiver. They can all do it. But I think, in my opinion, Rashod Bateman is going to thrive in that 3rd down role. He's going to be on the field the whole time. It's not saying he's not going to be on the field 1st and 2nd down. He will be. But that's where he's going to make his biggest impact. My expectation for him is probably around 700 yards, maybe about 4 touchdowns. But again, that statistically, that doesn't sound amazing. But he's going to be very impactful because we have now wide receivers where it's not, we just need one guy to go for 1,000. It's not about that. Instead, it's about, we just need 3 guys to all play very good football. If 3 players put up, 700 to 1,000 yards, and then you add in Mark Andrews, I mean, that right there is going to be, 3,000 yards for Lamar passing. And then, you add in the running backs, you add in the other wide receivers and such. And that, that could be a 3,500, 4,000 yard season for Lamar, which would be very good for the Ravens passing offense. I'm not trying to go out there and say statistically they're going to do crazy things, right? I'm not saying he's going to throw for 6,000 yards. I'm saying he's going to have a good passing season because Rashod Bateman is going to be there on 3rd down. 1st down is going to be Zay Flowers. 2nd down, Mark Andrews, Odell Beckham Jr., the run game, all those types of things. This team's going to be very good, and Rashod Bateman is going to be a pivotal part of that. And I think a lot of people are kind of forgetting about that, and especially non-Ravens fans. I've been seeing a lot of graphics where the Ravens weapons, and then Rashod Bateman's left out. Kind of disrespectful in my opinion. So let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on Rashod Bateman's upcoming season. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe for daily Ravens content, and I'll see all of you again tomorrow.